Welcome back to Carib 21, where we share what's trending in and around the Caribbean. If it's your first time joining, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. In today's video, I would like to talk about the beautiful island of Martinique. So, I've been following the protests in the beautiful island of Martinique heading into about 2 months now, and cars are burning, the airport was locked down, shops are looted, and this is like the biggest protest in the island's history. Let's talk about it.
In Martinique, life has taken a sharp turn. The small sun-soaked island in the French Caribbean is known for its beautiful beaches. But lately, protests are taking over this French nation. And not the quiet, peaceful kind either. It's been weeks of people out in full force showing anger against the French government. They've been burning barricades, blocking roads, and clashing with the police. The reason? Life has simply become too expensive. It all started in September when residents began protesting the high cost of food and basic necessities. They complained of paying at least 40% more for groceries than people do in mainland France.
If you have never heard of Martinique before, Martinique is a beautiful island in the Caribbean. It is not a part of the British Commonwealth. It's a French colony situated in the Caribbean. Very beautiful island. It is one of those islands like Bermuda, like Bahamas, one of those small exotic islands. So to see a protest like this heading into 2 months now, it shows you the level of frustration with the people of Martinique. So we're going to take a look at more of what's going on in that beautiful island, and we'll talk about it right after this.
Protesters in the French overseas region of Martinique aren't backing down. The Caribbean island has seen 2 months of marches against the spiralling cost of living. The protesters' main demand: bring the cost of food into line with prices in metropolitan France. The campaign has borne fruit. Earlier this month, the government and major retailers signed an agreement to bring down the prices of 6,000 products on supermarket shelves by 20%. Not enough, say the movement's organisers.
They're giving us crumbs. 6,000 products out of 40,000? Honestly, they're showing us that our voices have no value to them.
Shoppers are also sceptical that the deal will make a dent in their budgets.
I don't think it's enough. We're talking about 20% on certain products, while there are products here that are, I'd say, 10 times more expensive than in mainland France.
Not everyone thinks it's going to happen. Maybe for 2 months, 3 months, but prices will go back up. They'll raise the prices again.
The price deal has done little to calm the tensions. The sometimes violent protests are continuing. Authorities have extended a 2-week-old curfew until Monday.
So that is what's going on in Martinique. A 40% increase in grocery, which I know a lot of us in North America have experienced ridiculous prices in grocery. But the protest is about the increase, 40% higher than what is happening, what people are paying in mainland France. And that is like 40% is enormous. So you can understand why people are taking to the street and protesting. And as I said, the Martinique is one of those exotic type island. When you compare Martinique, it's Martinique like with like Curacao, Saint Martin, Bermuda, Cayman Islands. That's the category that you will find Martinique in, where a lot of the rich and famous would go on vacation. Beautiful beaches, developed island, first world type of island. So to see protests like this going on, you know that the people just really got fed up. And what is interesting is that, to me, this is a signal that something is going on in France. It's almost like France is losing its first world status, like they are now strapped for cash or something. And, you know, over the years, we talk about reparation in the Caribbean. The West Indies, they have a reparation committee, and the conversation's been ongoing about reparation within the Caribbean, in particular the British Caribbean. But what people don't realize is that France have been one of the most ruthless in terms of its colonies. And Haiti is a perfect example. And a lot of people don't really talk about it much, because Haiti, as the first black country to fight for their independence in 1804, and for Haiti to pay like $150 million in debt to France for their freedom for over 200 years. And because Haiti did not have that type of money to pay for their freedom, they had to borrow from France at a high interest rate. And it took them over 200 years, up until the earthquake over 10 years ago, for France to say like, oh, we're going to forgive you of your debt. Just imagine that. Buying your own freedom, $150 million over 200 years ago. So a lot of people don't realize how vicious France has been as a colonizer when you compare it to like what happened with the UK in terms of the Caribbean. Way more vicious than what the United Kingdom did to places like Jamaica, Barbados, St. Vincent, and those places. And we saw in Niger, we saw what happened in Niger just past year or so ago, with the forces of Niger like kicking out the French army, and all the natural resources that from that African nation that was pouring into the French economy. And Niger was left as one of the poorest country in the world. Haiti, poorest country in the world. So is this like a revolution now that Martinique is trying to get up from under the French leadership? Because it just seemed to me that, because I have friends that live in France, and France, they get like almost like 2 months vacation leave. So I'm not sure if it's a case that the French government drain other colonies to pour money into the French economy, because they get good maternity leave, like they get good vacation time off. Like I have a friend, as I said, living in France, that I think she gets like 2 months off every year, 2 months off. So is it that, you know, they're sucking the money out of all of these countries, and now with Haiti not in the picture anymore, now with Niger cutting them off now, is this what we're seeing with the other smaller colonies now are going to have to pay for the lifestyle of the French people? It is just crazy to see that stuff like this could really be happening in 2024. And I hope that this is like a new beginning for the people of Martinique. I hope that this will kind of spur them to go on to being independent, because I don't know, I feel like it's better if you gain your own independence and you fight for yourself and fight for your people, than to have a colony just draining everything out of your people, and people just living like suffering day to day on such a beautiful island. And one of the crazy thing about this type of stuff is that when the Caribbean, in particular, the West Indies now, they are doing a lot of business with China, and we see a lot of development going on in Jamaica. We see Taiwan, we see a lot of development going on in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we see some of the political pundits and some of the mainstream media warning Caribbean islands about doing business with China. But based on what I'm seeing, it seems like China is giving the Caribbean a better deal. It seems like Taiwan is giving the Caribbean a better deal. Like they are partnering with them. They're building roads, they're building hospitals, and they're doing it at pretty much like a fraction of what the IMF would be taking from the Caribbean. So I don't get it. Like they criticize and they warn the Caribbean about doing business with China, but you can have a country like France like doing this to places like Haiti, doing this to places like Niger, and now it seems like this is what's going on in Martinique. So guys, sound off and let me know what you think about this. Do you think that it's about time for this beautiful Caribbean island to cut ties with France and to be independent and fight for their own people and fight for their own freedom? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. Remember, peace. I'm out.